Now we're ready to tackle another category of chords, which are called major triads. These chords are at the heart of every style of popular music, and generations of guitar players have started their playing careers with exactly these chords. Now, triads contain 3 different notes, and a major triad is built by adding the major third scale degree to a power chord. Check it out. To play the E major triad, you play the E power chord, and then you add your first finger on the 3rd string at the 1st fret. So you wind up with the power chord plus that note, voila, an E major triad. Now you can play all 6 strings because the 2nd string and the 1st string also belong to that chord. So really, this is about the biggest sounding chord there is on the guitar. Since there are no wrong notes, the picking hand is free to strum using a bigger arm motion, and this chord is really fun to bang out on an acoustic or an electric. It's half the fun of playing the guitar, just bashing on an E chord. Now the A major triad also starts with the power chord shape, and then add the 4th finger on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. Now I can play the open E string on top of that chord. Sometimes that's tricky to do because the fingers tend to crowd in there, and if you mute the high E string with your finger, that's okay too. So it can either be 4 strings or 5 strings. Now depending on how big your fingers are and how close the strings are, how narrow the neck is, there's another alternate fingering for the A chord. So that's the first one. The second one, you bar with your 1st finger and then use your 2nd finger to play on the 2nd string. And then there's a 3rd fingering that a lot of people tend to use, I do in particular, and that's just 1 finger barring all 3 strings. Now the trick on this one is that you don't want to hear the high string. You don't want to bar that one too. So you play the inside strings and then just mute the top string naturally, and it's going to sound fine.